That's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Moving his hair. Hold. When you're ready. On you.
Ready.
Move.
Up.
Move. Go.
Up. Hawkeye's here.
Hawkeye's here. Move it to the stair.
Stair, get ready. Stair, get ready.
We ready?
Down. Down.
Are we good? Shooter's down. Are we good to move?
We're good to move.
We're clear.
We're clear.
Let's move.
We're clear.
Come on.
Let me get my shoes. Let me get my shoes.
I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes, sir.
Hold that in your head. It's bloody.
So we gotta move to the bus.
Let me get my shoes.
Okay, my shoes down.
Watch out.
That was a job we can pray on.
I got my phone. It's in my pocket.
Stop it, Karen.
Oh my God.
That's what I'm saying. Oh my God.
This is insanity.
Why?
I'm surprised they haven't told us to get away from the window.
I am too. Just why? Why do we always gotta be in the middle of this?
Currently at the hospital with Karen. President Trump was just shot supposedly in the head, and they just got rushed him here. Who was that? Oh, sorry.
I'm trying to. No, they're bringing him out. But I see all of the Secret Services.
Just,
Like,
oh yeah, we're front row, and my friend saw blood coming out of his head.
oh my God. Oh, Jesus.
There he is.
Oh,
There he is. There he is.
There he is.
There he is.
There he is. Oh, thank God. He's walking.
He's walking. He's walking.
He's walking on his own. He is walking on his own. I'm right in front of the door. I'm in the window.
Okay, he's walking. He's walking. Thank you, Jesus. He's walking. He's walking. I just saw him.
Standing here.
Okay, he's walking, so yeah, so I don't know.
If there was a place to use the word coincidence, then it would perfectly be used in this scenario. Otherwise, how would you describe this attempted assassination saga? First up, we've got new footage that's taking the internet by storm. A clip of Donald Trump's attempted assassination has since held everyone in a chokehold, and it's raising more questions than ever before. But wait, that's not all. In a plot twist worthy of a Hollywood thriller, the CEO of BlackRock, yes, the investment giant we all know, is making waves. And here's the kicker, he's gone viral for all the wrong reasons. From jaw-dropping revelations to the most unexpected twists, this one's a roller coaster you won't want to miss, starting with the shooter. The rally in Butler, Pennsylvania was supposed to be a routine campaign event for former President Donald Trump. Supporters gathered in large numbers, waving flags and wearing red "Make America Great Again" hats. Trump took the stage, his presence electrifying the crowd as he began his speech. But just moments into his address, the unthinkable happened. Shots rang out, and Trump instinctively grabbed his right ear, blood visible on his hand. The crowd erupted in panic, screams filling the air as people ducked for cover. Secret Service agents immediately sprang into action, covering lowering Trump and whisking him off stage. The scene was chaotic, with people running in all directions, unsure of where the shots were coming from. The shooter was soon identified as 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks, a resident of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. New footage that has since gone viral shows Crooks lying on his stomach on a rooftop, carefully aiming his rifle. He had longer brown hair and was wearing a grey shirt and khaki pants. The video captures the tense moments as Crooks pinpointed his target from afar before pulling the trigger. As Trump fell to his knees behind the podium, Secret Service agents quickly identified the source of the shots. Within seconds, they returned fire, neutralizing Crooks on the rooftop. The footage shows Crooks's lifeless body, confirming that he was killed by the Secret Service. The Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, was immediately involved in the investigation. A statement released by the FBI on Sunday confirmed that the firearm used in the shooting was purchased legally. The FBI added that Crooks was not known to them prior to this incident, raising questions about how he managed to carry out such a brazen attack. Law enforcement quickly secured the area, and the bomb squad was dispatched after multiple reports of suspicious packages near the shooter's location. Investigators found explosives in Crooks's vehicle, which was parked near the rally. The scene was secured late into the night as bomb experts worked to ensure there were no additional threats. Witnesses at the rally described the sheer terror of the moment. "It was like a nightmare," one attendee said. "One moment we were cheering and the next we were running for our lives." Another witness added, "I saw Trump grab his ear and then everything went crazy. People were screaming and pushing to get out." Trump, visibly shaken but determined, emerged from behind the podium about a minute after the shots were fired. His red "Make America Great Again" hat had been knocked off, and he could be heard saying, "Wait, wait," before pumping his fist in the air. Agents then rushed him to a black SUV, ensuring his safety. FBI Special Agent Kevin Rojek addressed the media, stating, "We are conducting a thorough investigation to determine Crooks's motive for the attack. We are looking at photographs, running his DNA, and getting biometric confirmation." The FBI has also stationed dozens of law enforcement vehicles outside Crooks's residence, with agents from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives on the scene. The perimeter of Crooks's residence has been guarded by yellow police caution tape, and the Federal Aviation Administration has closed the airspace over Bethel Park for special security reasons. The investigation is ongoing, and authorities are leaving no stone unturned in their quest for answers. As the nation grapples with the shocking events of that day, the new footage of Trump's shooter continues to dominate headlines and social media. The attempted assassination of a former president is a stark reminder of the ever-present threats faced by public figures and the critical role of law enforcement in ensuring their safety. But who's Thomas Crooks? At the start, or let's just say immediately after the shooting, not much was known about him. However, after just a day, the internet now has more than you need to know about him. Thomas Matthew Crooks, the 20-year-old identified as the shooter in the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump, had a seemingly ordinary background. Crooks graduated from Bethel Park High School in 2022. A video from his graduation ceremony shows him receiving his diploma, wearing glasses and a black graduation gown, and posing with a school official. After high school, Crooks worked as a dietary aide at a nursing home close to his residence in Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. He was known to be diligent in his work, and there were no immediate signs of the turmoil that would later unfold. State voter records reveal that Crooks was a registered Republican. The upcoming November 5th election would have been his first opportunity to vote in a presidential race. However, his political affiliations were not straightforward. When he was 17, Crooks made a $15 donation to Act Blue, a political action committee that raises funds for left-leaning and Democratic politicians. This donation was earmarked for the Progressive Turnout Project, a national group that rallies Democrats to vote. Former classmates and school officials have painted a complex picture of Crooks. Jason Kohler, who attended the same high school but did not share classes with Crooks, described him as a loner who often sat alone at lunch. Kohler mentioned that Crooks was bullied for his clothes, which included hunting outfits. Despite this, Crooks was well liked by teachers and was known for his knowledge of history. Crooks was also a member of the Clairton Sportsman's Club in Pennsylvania's Allegheny County. The club, which features rifle and pistol ranges, confirmed that Crooks had been a member for at least a year. Attorney Robert S. Boutte III, representing the club, stated that the club condemns the shooting and is cooperating fully with the investigation. In the viral footage of the rally shooting, Crooks is seen wearing a brown shirt, which is identified as merchandise from the YouTube channel Demolition Ranch. The channel, run by Matt Carricker, features content about firearms. Carricker took to social media to distance himself from Crooks, stating, "Last night was crazy. I've got news stations calling me asking if I ever spoke with the shooter." What the hell? Carriker's supporters also urged the public not to affiliate Crooks with him, emphasizing that Carriker had never spoken with Crooks. In 2022, the U.S. investment company BlackRock ran an ad featuring a teacher from Bethel Park High School. Several unpaid students, including Crooks, briefly appeared in the background. BlackRock confirmed this to Reuters News agency, adding another layer to Crooks's background. Some of Crooks's former high school mates have shared their memories of him with various media outlets. Summer Barkley, a former classmate, told the BBC that Crooks was generally nice, knowledgeable about history, and well-liked by teachers. Despite his quiet demeanor, Crooks's actions on that fateful day have left many in shock and disbelief. Crooks's father, Matthew Crooks, 53, spoke briefly to CNN, expressing his confusion and grief. "I intend to speak to the police before talking about my son," he said. "I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on." The family, like many others, is grappling with the aftermath of the incident. As the investigation unfolds, the background of Thomas Matthew Crooks reveals a young man with a seemingly ordinary life, yet harboring a darkness that led to an attempted assassination. The reactions from his community, former classmates, and various parties reflect the shock and confusion that many feel. The nation watches closely as more details emerge about this tragic and sensational event. And now, obviously, after the shooting incident, there have to be some implications and the public perceptions towards the incident. For the record, there have been dozens of cases of mass shootings. However, an attempted assassination has never been one of them. So, the July 13th incident must be terrifying. But 2 days following the assassination attempt, Trump made his first public appearance at the Republican National Convention with a bandage on his right ear. The footage of the shooting has added a new layer of intensity to the political climate, with Trump's supporters rallying around him and viewing the incident as an attack on their values and beliefs. This has led to a surge in support for Trump, with many predicting that the incident will boost his chances of winning the November election. The footage has also intensified the political divide in the country. President Joe Biden, in an interview with NBC News, reiterated his intent to stay in the presidential race and called for a cooling of political rhetoric. However, he also admitted that his previous remark about putting a bullseye on Trump was a mistake, a comment that has been seized upon by Republicans in the wake of the assassination attempt. Besides the politics that the footage has attracted, the viral video has also had a significant impact on the stock market. Shares of Trump Media and Technology Group, the parent company of the social media platform Truth Social, soared by 30% following the assassination attempt. This surge in stock prices reflects the market's expectation that Trump will win the November election, despite the shocking events of July 13th. As the investigation continues, the footage has raised important questions about the state of political violence in America. Experts have warned that the assassination attempt could mark the beginning of a perilous period for political violence in the country. The polarization and tension that have characterized American politics in recent years show no signs of abating, and the footage of Trump's shooter has only added to the sense of unease. And now, having stated BlackRock in some parts of this video, you'll be surprised to learn how fast the citizens went digging and eventually unearthed a clip of Crooks appearing in that BlackRock commercial. However, maybe you're learning of BlackRock for the very first time, and if so, then a little backdrop would go a long way before the big revelation. BlackRock's CEO. It's no surprise that the algorithm has, in one way or another, shown you the trending footage of BlackRock, especially after the shooting incident. In the footage, Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, has gone viral, and it's causing quite a stir. But who is Larry Fink, and why is this footage so controversial? Larry Fink, born Lawrence Douglas Fink, is the chairman and chief executive officer of BlackRock, the world's largest asset management firm. He co-founded BlackRock in 1988 with 7 partners, and under his leadership, the firm has grown into a global powerhouse in investment and technology solutions. BlackRock manages more money than any other investment company in the world, making Fink one of the most influential figures in finance. Before founding BlackRock, Fink was a member of the management committee and a managing director at the First Boston Corporation. He holds an MBA from the University of California at Los Angeles, earned in 1976, and a BA from UCLA, earned in 1974. Fink is also a member of the Board of Trustees of New York University and the World Economic Forum. He serves on the boards of the Museum of Modern Art, the Council on Foreign Relations, and the International Rescue Committee. Additionally, he is on the advisory board of the Tsinghua University School of Economics and Management in Beijing and the executive committee of the Partnership for New York City. Well, for Larry Fink, we can say he's a decorated businessman. To say the very least, he's got such high echelons that go a long way with his leadership roles and businesses. However, what could be the possible link between his viral footage and the shooting at the Donald Trump rally, which unfortunately claimed 1 life and several others injured, including Donald Trump? Of course, we have to get get our hands on every possible piece of information because they could be the missing pieces of the puzzle, the motive of Thomas Crooks. Now, speaking of the footage that has everyone drooling over for good reasons, Thomas Crooks, the shooter, had appeared briefly in it, filmed in 2022 at Bethel Park High School, where he was a senior at the time. But what was the reason for the commercial? The commercial was part of BlackRock's campaign to showcase its commitment to education and community, and featured various students from Bethel Park High School. Among them was Thomas Crooks, who appeared for a fleeting moment. The footage, which had been largely unnoticed until now, suddenly gained immense attention following the revelation of Crooks' involvement in the assassination attempt. As news of Crooks' appearance in the commercial spread, social media has erupted with reactions. Many users continue to express shock and disbelief, while others have begun speculating about potential connections between Crooks and BlackRock. The commercial, which had been intended to promote positive community engagement, was now viewed through a completely different lens. In response to the growing controversy, BlackRock quickly took action. The company issued an official statement announcing the immediate removal of the commercial from all platforms. Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, addressed the media, expressing his shock at the incident and emphasizing that the commercial had been filmed long before the assassination attempt. Fink stated, "We are deeply saddened by the events that transpired at the Trump rally. Our thoughts are with those affected by this tragedy. The commercial in question was filmed in 2022, and Thomas Crooks was one of many students who participated. There is no connection between BlackRock and the actions of Mr. Crooks. The decision to pull the commercial was seen as a necessary step to distance the company from the controversy." Analysts weighed in on the potential implications for BlackRock. While some believed that the company's swift response would mitigate any long-term damage, others speculated that the incident could have a lasting impact on BlackRock's reputation. BlackRock has long been known for its community initiatives and efforts to promote education and social responsibility. The commercial featuring Thomas Crooks was part of a broader campaign to highlight these efforts. However, the unexpected connection to the assassination attempt has cast a shadow over these initiatives. Public relations experts have noted that BlackRock's handling of the situation will be crucial in determining the company's ability to recover from the controversy. "Transparency and swift action are key," said one expert. "By addressing the issue head-on and removing the commercial, BlackRock is taking the right steps to protect its brand." The removal of the commercial has been widely covered by news outlets, with many discussing the broader implications for corporate responsibility and crisis management. Public reactions to BlackRock's decision have been mixed. Some have praised the company for its prompt response, while others have questioned whether more could have been done to vet the participants in the commercial. The incident has highlighted the challenges companies face in managing their public image in an age of instant information and social media scrutiny. As BlackRock navigates this crisis, the focus remains on maintaining transparency and rebuilding trust with the public. Larry Fink and his team are committed to ensuring that the company's values and commitment to community engagement are not overshadowed by this unfortunate incident. The story of Thomas Crooks and his brief appearance in a BlackRock commercial serves as a reminder of the unpredictable nature of public perception. As the investigation into the assassination attempt continues, BlackRock's response will be closely watched by both the public and the corporate world. And just when you'd think that BlackRock's plate has been served more than it could hold, there's yet another footage, though on a separate occasion, which has since pulled BlackRock yet again in the heat of all this. The footage has shocked the financial world and beyond. Captured during an interview with CNBC, the video reveals Fink making a series of statements that have ignited a firestorm of public debate and media scrutiny. The content of the footage has not only raised questions about Fink's views, but has also sparked a broader discussion about the role and influence of BlackRock in global financial markets. In the video, Fink is seen speaking candidly about the immense power and influence that BlackRock wields. He discusses how the firm's investment decisions can significantly impact economies and governments around the world. Fink's remarks suggest that BlackRock's reach extends far beyond traditional financial markets, touching on areas that affect public policy and societal outcomes. This revelation has led to accusations of undue influence and manipulation, with critics arguing that such power concentrated in the hands of one company is dangerous and poses a threat to democratic processes. One of the most contentious parts of the footage is Fink's discussion on environmental, social and governance (ESG) criteria. BlackRock has been a strong advocate for ESG investing, promoting the idea that companies should consider the long-term impacts of their actions on society and the environment. However, in the video, Fink's comments appear to take a more cynical view of ESG initiatives. He implies that these efforts are more about public relations and managing perceptions than genuine concern for social and environmental issues. This has led to accusations of hypocrisy and greenwashing, further damaging BlackRock's reputation. The public reaction to the footage has been swift and intense. Social media platforms have been flooded with reactions, ranging from outrage to support. Many people are appalled by Fink's statements, viewing them as a a stark reminder of the disproportionate power that large financial institutions hold. Calls for Fink's resignation have grown louder, with critics demanding greater transparency and accountability from BlackRock. They argue that Fink's comments reveal a troubling disconnect between the firm's public commitments to ESG principles and its internal attitudes. On the other hand, some individuals and industry insiders have come to Fink's defense. They argue that his comments have been taken out of context and that the video has been selectively edited to misrepresent his views. Supporters claim that Fink is simply being honest about the realities of the financial world and that his remarks reflect a pragmatic approach to navigating complex global markets. They contend that BlackRock's track record on ESG issues speaks for itself and that the firm remains committed to driving positive change. The controversy has also caught the attention of regulators and policymakers. There are growing concerns about the potential for conflicts of interest when powerful companies like BlackRock are involved in shaping public policy. Some lawmakers have called for investigations into BlackRock's influence and the need for stricter regulations to ensure that large financial institutions operate transparently and ethically. In response to the backlash, BlackRock has issued a statement defending Fink and his comments. The company argues that the video has been manipulated to create a misleading narrative and that Fink's statements have been taken out of context. BlackRock insists that it remains steadfast in its commitment to ESG principles and that it will continue to work towards creating a more sustainable and equitable future. The firm has also emphasized its efforts to enhance transparency and accountability, pledging to engage with stakeholders to address their concerns. Despite these assurances, the damage to BlackRock's reputation has been significant. Added with Thomas Crook's feature in their commercial, the damage is more than enough. The firm's stock has experienced volatility, and there are fears of long-term repercussions for its business. Investors are worried about the potential for regulatory scrutiny and legal challenges, and there is growing pressure on BlackRock to take concrete actions to restore trust and credibility. As the fallout from the viral footage continues to unfold, it is clear that the controversy has far-reaching implications for Larry Fink and BlackRock. The firm must navigate this crisis carefully to rebuild its reputation and regain the confidence of its investors and the public. The incident has also sparked a broader conversation about the role of large financial institutions in society and the need for greater oversight to ensure that they operate in the public interest. For a fact, anything that surrounds BlackRock at this time could either fan the flames or serve to calm things down. Either way, it's close to navigating murky waters or walking on a minefield. Every step they take as an organization could either amend the dents they've picked or worse, rip them off. That aside, what are some of the potential impacts and implications that the shooting footage could have on Trump's campaign, the Secret Service, and the Republicans' campaign at large? Potential impact and implications after Trump's shooting. The implications of the new footage of Trump's shooter, Thomas Matthew Crooks, going viral are profound and multifaceted. This video has not only captured the nation's attention, but also raised critical questions about security, political discourse, and the role of media in shaping public perception. One of the most immediate implications of the footage is the scrutiny it has brought upon the US Secret Service and local law enforcement agencies. The video shows how Crooks managed to position himself on a rooftop with a clear line of sight to the stage where Trump was speaking. Despite reports of suspicious activity, law enforcement was unable to prevent the attack. This has led to calls for a thorough review of security protocols at political events. The footage has prompted questions about the effectiveness of the Secret Service's protective measures. How did Crooks manage to access the rooftop? Were there lapses in communication between local law enforcement and the Secret Service? These questions are now at the forefront of the investigation, with some lawmakers calling for a comprehensive review of the security arrangements at the rally. Senator Josh Hawley has been vocal in his demand for a full public investigation into the assassination attempt. He has called for the Senate Homeland Security Committee to examine the failures that allowed Crooks to carry out the attack. This has added a new layer of political pressure on the Secret Service and other agencies involved in the event's security. President Biden's response to the footage has also been significant. In his address to the nation, he emphasized the need for unity and condemned the violence. Biden's call for calm and his directive for a swift and thorough investigation has been seen as efforts to reassure the public and restore confidence in the nation's security apparatus. The viral footage has also had a polarizing effect on the public. Supporters of Trump have organized rallies to show their solidarity with the former president, while others have used the footage to advocate for stricter gun control measures. The video has become a symbol of the broader issues of political violence and public safety, fueling debates and protests across the country. On social media, the footage has sparked a wave of reactions, with users expressing a range of emotions from shock and outrage to fear and concern. The video has been shared millions of times, and hashtags related to the incident have trended on platforms like Twitter and Instagram. This has amplified the impact of the footage, making it a focal point of national discourse. Media outlets have played a crucial role in shaping the narrative around the footage. The extensive coverage has brought the incident to the forefront of public consciousness, with experts and analysts weighing in on its implications. The role of the media in covering such sensitive topics has come under scrutiny, with some arguing that sensationalism and misinformation can exacerbate tensions and fuel conspiracy theories. Experts have warned that the footage could have far-reaching implications for the upcoming election. For Trump's supporters, the video may reinforce their belief in his resilience and determination, potentially galvanizing his base. For his detractors, the footage serves as a reminder of the divisive and volatile nature of his political career. This polarization could influence voter behavior and shape the political landscape in the months leading up to the election. The coming weeks and months will reveal how this footage shapes the future of American politics and the ongoing investigation into the assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. If you enjoyed watching this video, check out our other awesome videos on the channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
The odd details from the July 13, 2024 attempt to assassinate former President Donald Trump just keep piling up. We keep learning more about what happened, but it still isn't making any sense. Attendees of the Butler, Pennsylvania rally where the shooting took place have told multiple news outlets that they could see the would-be assassin, Thomas Matthew Crooks, crawling on the roof and preparing to take aim.
I'm standing there pointing at him for 2-3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof.
That witness, Greg Smith, told the BBC that Crooks was probably not visible to the Secret Service agents because of the slope of the roof. Another witness told CBS News that he saw Crooks on the rooftops, going from one building to another. He also noted that law enforcement was made aware. Many more witnesses had similar stories.
A guy beside me looks over and he said, "He has a gun. He has a gun."
So if numerous people at the rally saw the shooter well before he opened fire, why didn't the Secret Service and local police act? This seeming negligence has led numerous people, including Elon Musk and Speaker of the House Mike Johnson, to call for Secret Service head Kimberly Cheadle to resign or be fired. Trump's stage was located in front of 3 side-by-side buildings with sloped triangular roofs. There's another smaller building, kitty corner to the stage area, and a larger factory on the other side past some trees. Even though the roof of the building, an AGR International building, was the furthest of all available roofs at around 150 yards, it was certainly within range for an assailant to make a fatal shot with an AR-style rifle like Crooks had. So why wasn't anyone posted up there? ABC News reports that the Secret Service is currently following this exact line of questioning. Crooks was wearing what's been described as gray camouflage while remaining as still as possible once he got in position. After Crooks fired several shots, the Secret Service counter-sniper team at the scene shot and killed him, but they were also quite a distance away from his position, on different rooftops. Where were the agents that seemingly should have been on the AGR building roof? As an unnamed former Secret Service agent told NBC News, someone should have been on the roof or securing the building so no one could get on the roof. According to officials, plenty of people agreed that the AGR building was a security threat. What's much less clear is whose responsibility it was to secure it. Sources told NBC News that although the Secret Service had identified the building as a potential problem, they had also told local police to take the responsibility for securing that particular building. However, Butler County District Attorney Richard Goldinger said, "The Secret Service ran the show. They were the ones who designated who did what. To me, the whole thing is under the jurisdiction of the Secret Service."
I would have expected that they would have had that building secured.
Several days after the shooting, news outlets were still not reporting any concrete answers as to how Crooks got up on the roof or why the building hadn't been included in the Secret Service's secured perimeter. In an interview with ABC News, Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle acknowledged that there were a number of buildings in that outlying area that were similarly assigned to local law enforcement for security. But she also noted,
"The Secret Service is responsible for the protection of the former president."
We know from Cheadle herself that the security of the nearby AGR building had been delegated to local police. The Secret Service director also offered an explanation as to why no one was on the roof, telling ABC News, "That building in particular has a sloped roof at its highest point, And so there's a safety factor that would be considered there that we wouldn't want to put somebody up on a sloped roof. And so the decision was made to secure the building from inside. There have been reports from the BBC and other outlets that there were 3 police snipers inside the AGR building. But a police spokesman told the New York Times that wasn't the case. They said that their officers were in an adjacent building. The Times reported that multiple local law enforcement agencies contended that their counter-snipers were positioned on the second floor of a different building and had been specifically instructed to watch the crowd, not to secure buildings. Likewise, several former Secret Service agents have also stated that a sloped roof is not a factor that unconditionally rules out a building as a location for a sniper or other officers. Some have pointed out another nearby building with an even steeper sloped roof was occupied by Secret Service snipers at the time of the shooting. According to the Washington Post, 86 seconds passed between bystanders' first attempts to warn authorities and the shooting. It has also since come out that local law enforcement officers had been aware of Crook's presence, and that he had been acting suspiciously long before that. In fact, there's evidence authorities had flagged Crooks as a potential threat well before he climbed the AGR building. There have been reports that officers saw Crooks scouring the ground with a rangefinder. An unnamed U.S. official told NBC News that Crooks had been described as pacing back and forth and behaving in a noticeably strange way while near the magnetometers that had been set up for rally security. Local authorities considered Crooks suspicious enough that they had set off to pursue him on foot, and reportedly relayed that information to the Secret Service. Former Secret Service agents have questioned why plainclothes agents were not sent to respond to the reported threat of Crook's presence nearby the rally, though there have been some reports that agents were after him and lost sight of the shooter. According to CBS News, 2 sources familiar with a congressional briefing on the assassination attempt said agents relayed the sighting of Crooks by radio by 5:52 p.m., about 19 minutes before he shot at Trump. Sources also told NBC News that Pennsylvania State Police were aware of Crooks as long as an hour before the shooting, but it took local authorities 30 minutes to relay that information to the Secret Service. Senator John Barrasso of Wyoming told NBC News that the Secret Service's briefing to Congress was a, quote, cover-your-ass briefing, noting that the shooter
had a rangefinder, a backpack, and then they lost sight of him and never really followed up on that.
One source told Fox News that sometime on Saturday, Crook's parents notified police that their son was missing along with his father's AR-style 5.56 rifle. Police have not revealed what, if any, action they took after being contacted by the would-be assassin's family. With all that lead time and a clearly identified threat, it's unclear why Trump was allowed to take the stage at all. According to ABC News, law enforcement officials said Secret Service snipers locked onto Crooks 11 seconds after his first shot, and 15 seconds later, they shot him dead. That may seem fast, but in a heated moment like that, every second counts. Where was the hair-trigger reaction? 2 retired snipers, a former Secret Service agent and a former Marine sniper, told the Washington Post the slant of the roof and the surrounding trees likely made it difficult for the 2 counter-sniper units to acquire their target. Jason Lawless, a retired officer who worked as a sniper with the Tulsa Police Department, said after Crooks took his first shots, one of the snipers on the northern team flinched and took his eye away from the scope before resetting his position. Before Crooks opened fire, the second sniper team, the southernmost one, reoriented itself, which the Post suggested could mean it was aware of the threat. Audio experts heard 10 gunshots across the footage of the incident. They told the Post that the first 8, fired over 6 seconds, had similar audio signatures. Immediately after this flurry of bullets, another came from a different location, followed by the final shot 16 seconds after Crooks began shooting. Both had different acoustic characteristics than the first 8. Though they noted this type of analysis is not 100% accurate, it suggests the security locked onto Crooks about 6 seconds after he started shooting. It certainly made for an iconic photo. Donald Trump with blood on his ear and face, his fist in the air immediately after an assassination attempt. But should agents have allowed him to put parts of his body back into the line of fire? Or retrieve his shoes, which came off when he hit the deck?
Let me get my shoes on.
Yes, Crooks was confirmed to be down by then, but Secret Service agents are trained to assume there are multiple shooters. If there happened to be another on July 13th, the former president might have been killed. Richard H., a UK close protection expert and former member of the Royal Military Police, told NBC News, The moment you know you are getting incoming rounds, you grab hold onto that boss and you throw him into a car and you get out of there as quickly as you can with the maximum amount of aggression. He added, "They stayed on that stage for over a minute. What on earth were they doing? It was shocking." Jeffrey James, a retired 22-year Secret Service veteran, told the New York Times that there would be no wasted time getting the president away from danger if he had been on that stage. He said, "We are going, and we are going now. If it's me, I'm buying him a new pair of shoes." Sources told the Washington Post the local police contacted the Secret Service before the Saturday rally to tell officials that they didn't have enough resources to station anyone at the AGR building where Crooks perched. It's unclear why the agency didn't take steps to address the issue with its own resources, or if any were available. Jason Russell, a former Secret Service agent, told the BBC, "The Secret Service doesn't have unlimited resources in terms of agents that they can post everywhere." Former Secret Service agent Evie Pampouris put it this way on Today.
You have to think of the Secret Service like they're the conductor of the orchestra. They create the blueprint and design for the security plan.
In a letter to FBI Director Christopher Wray, Ohio Representative Jim Jordan suggested that the Secret Service may have been stretched too thin, writing, "Whistleblowers have disclosed to the committee that the U.S. Secret Service did not have proper resources for President Trump's campaign event because of staffing shortages due to the NATO summit and First Lady Jill Biden's event in Pittsburgh. According to Roll Call, any security lapses at the rally shouldn't have been due to lack of funding. The Secret Service received over 9% more in overall appropriations for the fiscal 2024 year, for a total of a whopping $3.1 billion, nearly $100 million more than President Joe Biden had requested. Protective Operations, which is what finances daily security for heads of state, received $1.4 billion, a boost of approximately 24%. According to the FBI, Crooks used an AR-style .556 rifle in his assassination attempt. Similar weapons were used in the 2015 San Bernardino mass shooting that killed 14 people and wounded 22, and the 2012 Sandy Hook shooting that killed 20 children and 6 adults. The exact model of Crooks' gun is not known, but the very similar Ruger AR-556 has a barrel length of about 1.5 feet and has an overall length of 2.5 to 3 feet, with a weight of about 6.5 pounds. Which raises the question, how did he get that rifle into the area surrounding the rally? According to CBS News, a person familiar with the investigation said that authorities believe Crooks may have hid the weapon beforehand or smuggled it in with his backpack. Officials believe he might have stashed the weapon near an air conditioner unit on the AGR building. A Secret Service source told Fox News that Crooks indeed hid the weapon before the rally, though where is still unclear. The source said, "We went from golf rangefinder to AR-15, and now we have to fill in the gap."